Get this door closed. We got a 2010, I want to say, Honda Accord. I think I'm right. But it's got a check engine light on. I got to do some maintenance on it. I got to change the oil, change the motor mount, oil control valve with a VTEC solenoid, and a couple other things. Let me see, vehicle. Let's see, vehicle information. I shouldn't have to do that. This is generic. General information. Should come up. It should tell me. No, I don't. I gotta pull the VIN. Ah, shucks. Well, I think it's a 2010 Accord. Let's see what we got going on. No, we had a code for the PO4. Yep. I gotta change that. I already got the converter. She ordered offline on Rock Auto. So this obviously probably just a classic common thing. You get oscillation on the downstream sensors, and the catalytic converter's probably just not heating up the noxious emissions, burning it off properly. So nothing's crazy. This is the freeze frame data here, just tell you the setting conditions to when it saw a fault, and you can pretty much just get an idea. Catalytic converter monitors typically come about when you're cruising like on the highway above 45 miles per hour. Let's see, we'll go back here. I'm just scrolling down. So we got P0420, 55% calculated load. So we were definitely moving. Let's see here. Yep, from a manifold pressure sensor, 14 psi is absolute vacuum, like just normal atmospheric pressure. So she was definitely accelerating, because this would be calculated as the vacuum state. RPM 1500, so we were definitely moving. Yep, over 45 mile per hour, and we were definitely in closed loop. So yeah, this is pretty much the black box of malfunctions here that I'm looking at. So there's nothing really much to look at there, because this code, you primarily just need to assess the downstream O2 sensors. And being that this is a 4-cylinder, it's only going to have one for this vehicle. You got an upstream and then you have a downstream. We're just going to go to bank 1 sensor 2. And what we're going to do is just monitor. I probably overlooked it. There's long term. That's another thing you want to check and make sure your long terms are fine. Short term and long terms are below above -10, below +10. Well, long term primarily is should be closest to 0 as possible, and it's below. It's positive, but it's below, close to 0. So we're good with that. There we go. It's my oxygen sensor. We don't want any type of oscillation. If I need to know if I'm at the right one, I can go to info. It'll give me a larger sheet. Yep, bank 1 sensor 2. And so I just need to isolate that. We can graph. Nope, that is not where I need to go. Where's my sensor? There we go. Take that away. Look at this graphically. Yeah, look at that. This is not supposed to be doing that. It's supposed to be linear like that. And then it's just inefficient. I'm gonna rev the gas up. Now I can understand a lot of people typically changing the O2 sensors initially to try to resolve this. Yes, they do get old. I'm not changing the O2 sensor. So RPM is going to bleed a blue. Where's that joker at? Wait, which one? Okay, RPM's blue. O2 sensor is going to be the green up here. So as I increase the RPM, the O2 sensor want to oscillate, We don't want that. Again, it need to be linear, like the RPM. So we're going to use this as a reference. So when we get this replaced, we can see everything stabilized. Now I can understand replacing the oxygen sensor downstream if it was falling off the zero, but it's not doing that. It's just oscillating. It, like, especially when I decel, yeah, well, there's zero, but it's not holding zero. Like, it's oscillating now, but it's just not dropping off. So this, I'm not going to break my neck over it. This looks pretty good, like it works normal. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna pull off the converter, and we're gonna see that, and then we'll check these values after, compare the two. All right, I can't get out right. We're right at the exhaust system. So here's the back of the motor. You got the firewall up here. So here's my O2 sensor. The connector's there, and this is the upstream O2 sensor. What I'm gonna do, the plan is to just pull off the O2 sensor first, because it's got this collar around it, and then I'll be able to get that heat shield off to access the bolts to pull the exhaust manifold off, since the manifold and converter is integrated on this vehicle. So let's hop right onto it. This car is still very hot, and I'm probably sure I'm gonna get burned. It's not the first time. I got some keys in my pocket. Some keys in my pocket. Now I'm gonna use the O2 sensor removal tool. This is this one right here. This is the old one. I've had this for years, and this probably worn out, stretched and stuff. That's the part number T70015. So we're gonna put that there. Again, this car is very hot. It's best to do it when it's hot. So all we gotta do, screw it out. Yep, that's it. You know, you can clean these tips off with brake cleaner. That's probably what I'll do. So when I put them back in there and re-lube them with anti-seize, so we can prevent some problems from happening if we ever have to remove this in the future. So I do see some bolts here, 1, 2. These look like 12mm. Get me a socket and see if I'm correct. There's another one back here. Get those out so we can get this manifold off. Pure laziness. One of the common problems I know I'm probably going to run with is part compatibility. Like, if everything's going to fit normal, as it would if I was to put a factory converter on here. So usually I usually have a problem with that because aftermarket. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull some of those bolts loose, and while the manifold is warm, she literally just pulled in a while ago. Here we are. So let's get those. I think I'm gonna need it's probably still a 14. Yep. Use this 1/2-inch driver with the reducer. Get some leverage. Uh-oh. Someone got some play in it. Damn, that's hot. Oh my gosh, that's hot. Ah, God, it's hot. My finger was resting on the exhaust manifold. Damn it. It was gradually on setting. Damn, that was hot. What I'm gonna do is get these loose. Leave the top ones. Leave one in the top. So when I do pull it out, all I gotta do is pull that one off. I'm gonna loosen this one up too. Uh-oh. Why is this one? Did my socket went out? Oh. That one feel a little worn. I don't know if my socket's worn out or not. There's like some excessive play in it. Okay, this came with a bolt. Okay, so with a bolt in one of them, that's fine. That's cool. This one was easier. I'm just gonna pull this out. Well, they both are pretty easy. Let that hang right there. So what I do is come back up top. And it was hot. So that's that. And then I know we got two down pipe bolts with nuts, and there should be a bracket at the base too. We'll get that loose. Let's go into the bottom. So we're at the bottom where the down pipe is. This is very easy. So this looks like a 12 millimeter, I want to say, and a 14 here. So there's another one on the other side for the down pipe. We get those loose, and should be simple. Just pull the converter up through the top. Should have plenty of room. Finish disconnecting that bolt. So I don't think I need to. These are still pretty warm, so I think they're expanded pretty well. Let me get what I need. I could honestly hit it with lubricant, but it's just going to evaporate. There's the 12. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Let's see if the 14 works. Might let me have to break it loose. Yep. Okay, let's try this again, okay? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was thinking about not using any penetrant, but I think I might have to, because this bolt up here wants to not comply that well. Yeah. All right, let me try some penetrant. I'm running low on Freol. Uh-oh. I don't have that many sprays left. I can get up there where the threads are, up in the center. Run it back in there. Oh shoot, did it? Oh man, no, I failed. I'm sorry. Damn it. Well, it's fine because that nut is connected to the catalytic converter, so it's not at the bracket. So once I gotta put a new one on there anyway. So it's going to get replaced, but it'll been nice to be able to reuse that bolt. I could have took a lot more care of it. You know, it is what it is. That's fine though. Damn, I feel like I let everybody down. Wait, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, that's going to be a problem too. Shit. All right, let me get some heat. I don't like that. I heat that oxygen sensor up pretty hot. Oh man. Yeah, there you go. I got that oxygen sensor a little hot, but hopefully I didn't damage that. So we're just gonna run up to the top there and pull it out. Had to go under and disconnect the O2 sensor. I'm gonna try to get that out with towel here. Fast thing I get my hands on. Here we go. Yo, what's up? Oh gosh. Damaged that O2 sensor. Ideally, the cowl should have to be removed. Get adequate space, but the new converter typically are smaller. They'll go in extremely easy. And that's that. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this installed in reverse order and we'll look at some data. Here's the converters put together. This is the factory one. Here's the aftermarket, obviously, just in case those don't know. The aftermarket one is a Walker product from rockauto.com. This is noticeably smaller. I want to add also the aftermarket converters come with the flange gasket. I do not use these. These are crap. I will use the steel gasket that the factory came with. And we're not gonna have any problems out of that. Those composite gaskets aren't worth nothing, aren't worth a thing. Me and my double negative, so I'm gonna get this donut gasket off. This is reusable. I do need two hands. This is the back. So it'll come with its own heat shield. You cannot reuse the factory one. But like I said, I'm gonna get this donut gasket off, and everything hopefully should line up properly. Some of the converters that you get that are personally made by a welder. I don't know if this obviously somebody probably definitely made this, but I don't know if it was machine made or personal made, but some of these don't fit well at all and require quite a bit of modification. Not quite a bit, but it's pretty extensive for the average person. You're gonna have to bend some stuff for it to fit, or force some things to make it fit. It's just some of these aftermarket parts it's already bad as it is with aftermarket. But there's the material and the aftermarket. There's the factory one. These are not the same. This noticeably smaller. So I'm gonna get this gasket off and get everything transferred. We'll look at some data. If you were getting this gasket off, this donut gasket, just take a flat head and just prod it off so you won't break it. So I'm gonna take it off here, and it fits pretty good. Real snug, that's good. Wow, something fit well on there. I'm not disappointed. I did clean the oxygen sensor up, just put some compressed air through it and some brake cleaner. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't expect much. It's old. So, and it is a good idea to replace them. But being that this catalytic converter obviously is defective, and I did check the converter to make sure that's what it was. So I'm pretty confident we don't need these to be replaced. We can reuse the old ones, and the materials just worn out in the old one. All right, the converter is replaced. These are our new values. Look how linear that graph is now in comparison to how bad it was before. So I did use the same oxygen sensor. Nothing has changed. Use the same gasket, same donut gasket for the downpipe. Let me do a snap throttle. I think I had another pit pulled up. Did I not? I have to look back at the camera, but this is the main thing we want to look at. I mean, this is hot, it's efficient, it's linear. That's it. That's it. And like I said, I can understand why people will probably replace the O2 sensors because of the maintenance. But I mean, if honestly, you diagnose it, it don't need it, why bother replace it? But I do understand. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand. Now understand that some vehicles may have exhaust leaks, so you want to check all your exhaust leaks before you go and replace the catalytic converter. You also want to check your fuel trims, make sure they're normal, close to zero before you replace the catalytic converter. Don't chase your ass. We've all done it, but don't chase your ass. If your fuel trims are good, your O2 sensors respond to lean conditions, rich conditions, just replace the converter. And you know, obviously you don't have an exhaust leak. So, but yeah, the labor time on replacing this catalytic converter is an hour. It wasn't that bad. The old one came out because it was a little larger, a little rough, but the new one went in no problem. But if anything happened, hit that link, subscribe channel, stay informed on how to register my work, and I'll see you on the next one.